How to apply feedback efficiently in call center quality assurance. The evaluations made by the quality assurance team are very important to measure the level of quality of a certain agent, team, operation, or company. However, what really improves quality are the actions taken after the evaluation. We are talking about a good coaching process and also training. In this video, you are going to see the main tips on how to apply feedback efficiently. Let's start with the importance of feedback in the call center. First, how to understand the positive and negative aspects in customer service. How do you know which aspects to focus on? Feedback is one of the main tools to understand and improve a person's performance in the business world. The importance of a feedback in quality assurance is even greater, since the person who is going to receive it, the agent, is in constant contact with your client, becoming the main image and causing first impressions to several customers about the company for which he is working. But obviously, there are different ways to apply feedback efficiently. Not all evaluations will require person contact or video conference with the agent, which means that you can focus your efforts on people with greater difficulty and who require a higher level of attention. The ideal is to use a system in which problematic calls are automatically separated and delegated to personal feedback, as is the case in CYF Quality. Now, who should apply the feedback in a call center? The ideal professional to apply the feedback is the supervisor or team leader, and here are some reasons. The first one is because they have a closer contact with agents. The supervisor is a person who is more in contact with the agents, and that's why he knows better the history of each of them. In addition, they are also capable of identifying strategic moments for the application of feedback, such as a customer service gaps, for example, which is times when the operation has few calls. The second reason is because supervisors are trained to be leaders. Unlike quality monitors, supervisors in theory have more knowledge and ability to apply coaching, because they are trained from the beginning to lead teams, which makes it easier to handle this type of situation. The third reason is because supervisors have greater number of professionals. We take as an example 20 agents for one supervisor and 60 agents for one quality monitor. Imagine an operation with 1,000 agents. We need obviously 50 supervisors and 16 monitors. The greater number of supervisors justifies even more that the application of feedback is made by this professional. The fourth reason is the distance. In most cases, the supervisor's distance is much shorter than that of the quality monitors, which further justifies the application of feedback by these professionals. There are some cases where the quality assurance team is in separated rooms from the operation, which cause the movement of agents make the operation more chaotic. In which evaluations should coach be applied? Coaching is that moment that goes beyond common feedback. You use this coaching strategy for more important cases, such as critical mistakes and low or zero scores. This process usually takes longer, where you must be available to be alone with the agent and then explain the reasons for that conversation, always with the aim of improving that person's level and productivity. Now let's dive into about coaching. Coaching is the process that comes after feedback, being the train cycle, and here are some tips to make coaching even better. Accompany agents who need coaching with continuous evaluation of performance and application of feedback until they reach the desired level. In the middle of coaching cycle, there may be several actions, such as participation in recycle, free riding, which is stay with good agents, or other types of actions. Is it really necessary to apply feedback in evaluations with a good grade? We know that congratulating agents who have done well in customer service is very important. However, it's not always necessary to have a face-to-face or video conference conversation to congratulate them. Let the most delicate and important feedback to be done in person, and the rest apply it electronically. This will of course increase the productivity of your operation, and you can put all this in practice with CYF Quality. For good agents, focus on building good career development plans, creating ways to reward them, and even give them bonuses, always using quality score qualifications to create a customer-centric culture. Now, how does electronic feedback work? As we explained, electronic feedback is an essential resource for operations with a volume of evaluations higher than the standard and customer services that had no major mistakes or lower scores. With this feature, you allow agents to access evaluation results directly from their computers, without the need for a supervisor or quality monitor to apply the feedback. A very important detail in this process is the response. Since there will not be a leader applying the feedback, it's very important that the contestation is allowed in this type of feedback, because in this way it allows the agent to express their opinion and feel involved in this process. And how does the face-to-face feedback work? Face-to-face feedback works the way you are used to, in which the supervisor or monitor applies the feedback. However, there is a big problem that affects the operation in this process: the lack of time. Lack of time means that many team leaders do not apply the feedback, or worse, that many leaders sabotage the feedback, saying that they applied, but in fact, they did not apply it. For this type of problems, we have two suggestions that you can apply to your CYF Quality. For the first problem, which is the lack of time, we suggest that you use a minimum score. Let's imagine that ratings below 80 are considered poor ratings for your operation. In this feedback flow, the agent who obtain a score equal to or greater than 80, you use the electronic feedback flow, where they will be able to sign in the evaluation on their machine without having to go to the supervisor to obtain a good grade. On the other hand, low ratings will now needed to be enforced by the team supervisor. Talking about the second problem, which is lack of application of feedback by supervisors, you need to have a system that really guarantees that the application was carried out. With CYF Quality, we guarantee that this process is made, since the agent must take an application password to his supervisor, and only with this password, the team leader will be able to mark it as signed or make objections. The only way to guarantee that each operation works correctly is to have ways of evaluating the productivity of the agents and also of the supervisors, in case they are the one who apply the feedback. It's essential that you have some easily accessible reports to track your operation, such as evaluations that have not been seen, evaluations that are pending to be signed, summary of feedbacks, where you will present which evaluations had or did not apply feedback. And last but not least, how to avoid unfounded contestations. Before any technique, the first thing to do is obviously pay a close attention when evaluating the performance of an agent. Many contestations end up being unfounded due to the lack of attention from the quality monitor, in which the errors are considered simple. If this is not your problem, we always recommend that you have a kind of quality assurance knowledge base where agents can have access to it at the time of feedback, always advising them to consult the knowledge base before any reply. To conclude, the feedback process is one of the most important for the culture of evolution and growth, not only for your call center but for all professionals involved. It's essential to have good methods to ensure that feedback is applied. All the tips mentioned in this video work with CYF Quality, our quality assurance software that even has a free version. But now let me know, how do you currently track applied feedbacks? Do you have any advice to help us in this video? I'm waiting for your comment. Thanks for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye bye.